This is going to be showing you a solo Grandmaster Nightfall farm, showing you how you can sort of farm the Grandmasters for the end of this season, before the new season starts. Why you want to do it? Well, you might want some exotics for that particular class. You might want to top up on your 10 Ascendant Shards and then put some in the Postmaster. Prisms, you name it, whatever you need for that. You can farm it. This is going to be set up for solo wise. First, I just want to say that and skip to the timestamps, but I can quickly show you what I had on. First of all, you want to choose the right Grandmaster. So they're all not, some of them are difficult than others, but you want to choose the fastest one to you, because the rewards are the same for each one. So if you do Disgrace, you get the same rewards as Warden, etc. So you pick the easiest and quickest one to you, which is the Inverted Spire, which you can get this done in around 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how quickly or slow you go on the setup I'm going to show you. So we're going to pick Inverted Spire, that's first off. It's going to be on a Titan, as I said. This is Quarter the Missile Striker Titan with Pulse Grenade and a Tower and Barricade. We pair that with the exotic Grain Launcher Witherhoard, a Void Scout Rifle of your choice. I've got Vouchsafe on. If you want to use Royal Chase, then that's your alternative. Use a Arc Heavy weapon. So I suggest a Rocket Launcher or a Machine Gun, whichever you're more comfortable with. A Rocket Launcher works out really good in this. If you haven't got the Iron Banner one, then you've got Sleepless here. There's a Moon rocket, and there's also a Europa one. So you've got plenty of rockets to go around, but you just want an arc rocket, it'll help you out. For armor mods, this is just what I'm using. So we have Shield Break Charge, a Charged Up, High Energy Fire, Take and Charge, Breach and Clear. We are using some ammo perks, so we've got Grenade Launcher Scavenger, Rocket Launcher Scavenger. We also have the Finders on to match that. Anti-Barrier Scout, Unstoppable GL. And then for our resistance perks we have is Arc Damage Resistance, Sniper Damage Resistance. There'll be more information on all of that in the run itself. But those are my armor mods and my weapons. This run's going to be a bit more direct since it's going to be a farm type run. So we're trying to clear this sort of quickly, safely as well, but more time based. So we want to get a quick clear on it. We're not wanting to get anything more than like 25 minutes. So you want to do a quickish run on it. You probably will get sub 20 on the perfect run for sure. But anyways, for this starting section, we're going to stand up top. There's RNG with the starting section. You can get a quick clear, you can get a slower clear. It depends whether Fallen are on your server. What I mean by that is when it starts, are the Fallen fighting the Vex? If so, you're going to have to contend with Vex, which will slow you down. If there's no Fallen, which sometimes there isn't, there's no Fallen Captain, etc. sometimes, it's a little bit quicker to clear and you might save 10-15 seconds. But other than that, it's not going to end your run, okay? You shouldn't be restarting just because of that. It's no big deal, just a couple of extra Fallen. We're just going to use Witherhoard mainly to take out most of the adds. Using one rocket for the Minotaur, Void Minotaur. We'll take his shield off first, which you saw. Then we'll use a rocket on him, which this rocket does have tracking on, which is quite handy. It's important, very important, you pick up any orbs, any ammo as well. Very important that you're stocking up on your ammo all the time, because there's no point. At any point you want to be losing on Scout, Witherhoard, or even Rocket, especially so early on, of course. To summon your Sparrow through the portal like that, you need to be instantly spawning it as you're jumping through the ring. A couple people are confused on how that works. You want to jump off your Sparrow, as you can't skip these adds, okay? On a Titan you can't, so you must take them. So we'll use a rocket on the Colossus. We'll end up using 2 rockets anyways, just to speed this up. But you could have got away with 1 rocket. Again, it would just mean it's a little slower. And then we'll take out the remaining Silence. There's 4 in total, I believe. Make sure you take those out, because 1 sniper shot can get you weak. 2 snipers can definitely kill you, okay? So take those out, and you can take this little shortcut here. This avoids all the Cabal. You just need to make sure you've got good movement. Okay? Going up there, making a jump. They can kill you depending on how slow you are. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But again, it's showing you a little bit of a time skip there for the Titan. Again, you can use your Sparrow mid. So as you go through the ring, when you're mid-air, spawn your Sparrow, and then you can do this Sparrow bit here to speed up time. You'll then have 4 Scions. Take the Scion to your left first to scout him down. If you don't, he teleports to the right, so take the Scion. Then take the rest of the Scions, of course. However you see fit, really, doesn't really matter. Then your focus is the Solar Shield. The thing about this is, this room is that the Solar Cabal, or any of the Cabal, they are not required for this room to finish after all adds are killed. But he's going to get in your way, so it's quicker just to kill him. Rely on the anti-barrier champions to take down his Solar Shield. If not, use rockets. I often use rockets on him just to get rid. As your Witherhoard, he's going to do a lot of the work with Breach and Clear. So we'll take out this Colossus here, which, as I say, you're just bullying him really with your Witherhoard, and then taking him out that way. Notice he dropped a brick for me, so we're remembering that for later, because we are going to just spam our rockets. We're going to use a lot of heavy in this room. Take out the explosive barrel to your right. We can deal with a lot of stuff from this cliffside. But what my main concern is right now is not the anti-barriers, but more the adds. Because we need to kill most of the goblins and the void meter to get the next wave. I want the next wave spawning because, as I said, I want to optimize this room. I want to get adds going and sort of multitask the room. Also, it's very important that you take out the unstoppable. If you let the adds kill the unstoppable, even if you stop the unstoppable, you won't get score for that kill credit, and you will not get platinum. So just be mindful of that unstoppable. Even though they are tanky when not stopped, when all the goblins start spawning, they can wreck the unstoppable, and you could maybe be killing a barrier, and then the adds could have killed the unstoppable while you're doing that. It just depends on how long you take. Now we're going to deal with the right side barrier. If you want to do it with the left, you can, just whichever one. As you can see, they're not sniping me because I'm standing far back enough for the cliffside to be cover. So we're head glitching really, sort of thing. But obviously they can still snipe you, it just depends on where you stand and where they're standing. But we have got arc resistance on and sniper resistance. Well, the sniper resistance will stop us from being one shot by these champions, which is really what you want, because you know you can be easily caught and be one shot off them. So you must have arc. You must have sniper resistance on. Sorry. Then we'll use a super to take out the other barrier just to save time. Then we'll focus the barrier and the unstoppable down below. The barrier will be first because the barrier is more threatening. We'll use our Witherhoard, our scout. Try not to miss your nade. Now, depending on how many rockets you get, you can use a rocket there. I wasn't sure how much ammo I had on the floor at the time. Finish off the barrier, now the unstoppable. Use a rocket to speed this up. He's finishable now. Remember that there was a brick drop from the first Colossus that we took, so we're going to go for that brick. It is going to be a time loss, but I'd rather get that ammo than not have it, because we're going to have 2 arc shielded ultras to take out, and we don't have arc primary, of course, because it's void. So we do need a couple of rockets here and there. So it was handy just to go for that ammo. You want to save your Death from Above melee ability as well. It's not called that. I don't know what it's called in this game. We're in day 1 of Death from Above. Just save your charge melee for the next section. You don't need to use that. You'll see why in a minute. We'll just take this barrier. You can see arc resistance is helping out massive, because these champs, some of these champs do arc, and that one does with the blinding. You take a lot less damage, especially when you've got it on. That's why it's so important. So when you're using your Cuirass of the Fallen Star, make it arc. Make it arc. It's really helpful that you do that. Now we're going to use our melee ability, like I said, to skip those adds to the left there. The adds up above the Cabal will not shoot you from here, so you're fine. Get a stun on the Unstoppable, do some damage to him. But ideally we do want to take out the barrier that snipes first. With this section there's two champions, two different types. There's the one that snipes and there's the one that doesn't. So obviously you want to take the one that snipes first. It's just RNG where they are spawned, like where they're sitting. But this little location, this ledge here, just like the previous room, we can use this position to easily take the champions. But what I done there is I slid off by accident. So that was a mistake there on that champion. It lost me time, lost me about 20 seconds because of that. But you get the idea. This is the location you stand, so you can hit the odds and they can't hit you. Simple as that. Okay, we'll have Witherhoard ticking on that Unstoppable, and then we'll deal with the next one. That's the beauty of Witherhoard, the multitask of this weapon. Sort of similar to Anarchy. You can do an Anarchy run. The only thing I would say to you is I've farmed with Witherhoard runs and the Anarchy runs, and the Anarchy runs aren't as good as the Witherhoard runs because of ammo. The thing is, you're gonna have to spend more. You're gonna have to be paying more attention to the ammo because obviously less heavy drops as opposed to special. And Witherhoard sort of does what Anarchy does anyways, and it's breach and clear season, so I'd rather have Witherhoard in this over Anarchy. Just because ammo wise, and I can run a rocket, so it's really good. And you don't really need blinding grenade, breach loaded grain launchers, because there's nowhere really where you're threatened in this GM, especially if you see how I'm going to deal with this, because we've got, you know, a DPS build with the high energy fire. Our super does high damage. Breach and clear really helps out with that. So there's nowhere really where we need to be playing super safe with blinding grenades. So it's more about ad clear, getting your quick ad clear, which Witherhoard's really good for that. And you know, getting your shields. So obviously we've got Void and Archon. So we're going to take out the Colossus at the middle first, before anything. Obviously we take out the sniper. But you can get a good angle on him from on top of the building. Once we've done that, we're going to go to this little window area. So there's windows in these houses where you can sort of shoot through, as you can see. Use your nades, use your rocket to take down the shield, and then let Witherhoard, just keep doing Witherhoard on the floor. If you can get a body shot, great, but just be very careful because these ultras can melt, literally melt you from close distance. So just be careful of that, because the only requirements for this area is the two ultras. It says eliminate drill officers, that's it. None of the Cabal in the middle are needed, nothing. Only take out the required, I mean definitely take out snipers, because snipers are a threat always. So definitely take out the snipers, but other than that, all you're doing with this area is the arc shields. Same again on this side, we're going to use the window area. There'll be a couple of legendaries which they are worth taking out because they're doing arc, and incoming arc is on for this GM, so gotta be careful of that. Now I was just waiting to see what this ultra was doing. He was just hiding, so sometimes he'll push, sometimes not. That's fine. Get an angle. Let me get our body shot. And that ultra should be killed by then. If you're low on any weapon, just have a quick look before you go to the next area, because it is very important that you've got a bit of scout, a bit of Witherhoard. Even if it's a heavy brick on the floor, take the time to go for it. I know it's good, you're going to lose time overall in the run, but 20 seconds you're not going to bother about. So we're going to shoot the two barrels. There's two barrels on each side, left and right. There's two portals, of course. I take the left portal. I'm going to skip by using my melee ability to get past the ads so they don't shoot me. Then I'll switch to Witherhoard mid-air so the unstoppable GL is active because it's on a timer. Then we'll use our super. So we've saved our Thundercrash super for that bit. because that bit's so dangerous and it speeds things up. Then you want to knock the 2 barrels off by just running into them. That may do damage to the champion depending on where they land. They may not, but at the very least they might do damage to cleavers. There's 2 cleavers down there. But what we want to do is take the barrier from up here. It's too dangerous down there. If you're going to do it down there, you'll need to defeat the cleavers, which is going to take you longer. So I feel as though this is quicker because you can kill the champion and then skip the cleavers. So that's a time save. And as soon as you go down, any heavy, any ammo, pick it up. Because it's so important, it's so vital for the run. Get the transit system, activate that. Then come behind here. For platinum rank, you do not need to kill the unstoppable champion on this location here at the transit section, because the unstoppable champion will despawn when the transit section reaches 100%. So the game won't register this champion for platinum rank. You don't need it. You'll still get platinum whether you kill him or if you don't. So I figure I'd rather save on ammo and not kill him at all. Wait for the 100%. You still can be killed here. Like if I was to be tagged by a solar grenade off the Cabal, that will kill me if it stuck me. So make sure you're doing Witherhoard, you know, a couple of shots here and there. The unstoppable GL mod will actually push your adds back. If you're threatened by any adds, use your wall, but you want to really wait for that. When you get 100%, just run for it. And we can go for the portal. Then we're going to have an unstoppable champion here with a bunch of void shields. Now we've got shield break charge, high energy fire, so we can make use of that. You'll see me do that a lot more from now, especially when we get to the boss fight. Now high energy fire is a weapon buff. It does not affect your subclass, so your Thundercrash super won't get any benefit from it. But as I said, it's a 20% damage buff for your weapons. Breach and Clear is a 30% debuff, which works for weapons and your subclass. So if you use a Thundercrash super on a target, your Thundercrash will be buffed by 30%. Plus you've got the Cuirass exotic chestplate on, which increases the super for that. It means you can one-shot a champion, and it means you can do a lot of damage to Nightfall bosses or anything else in the game. But as I said, the high energy fire is going to come out really handy for the Witherhoard, because that's going to get in total a 50% buff. 30% for breach and clear, 20% for high energy fire. That's massive. That's turning champions into master champions, rather than being GM champions for health pills. They're more like masters. You know how you can melt a master champion with the same as that for GMs, because you've got the 2 mods, high energy fire and breach and clear, working together. So with this unstoppable, you can sort of take your time with him. I could have used a super on this to be honest, to sort of speed it up. I just wasn't sure if I would get my super back for the boss, so I didn't. But that would be a possibility of a time save right here. I could have used a super like right from the get-go. 1 Witherhoard, 1 super, and then we can skip these adds. Pretty easy to do that. But again, make sure you pick up any ammo drops that you can see. But this is an easy skip. I'm just low on HP. I took a risk there, but generally you'll get past, especially if you're at full HP. We'll shoot at the barrel. That barrel can help you out for the champion, because it primes the champion. It takes a bit of HP off the champion, and you can get a shield break sooner. Just I had didn't have the best RNG with the turbines, so that was an issue. But this right side isn't too bad to take the champion from. I do end up using a rocket on this champion just because this one's critical to take down. I don't want to be mistiming too much shield breaks, especially that I've already mistimed one. So you're better off to melt this champion, is what I'm saying. Champion's 1/3, that's good. That's fine. Ammo count's decent. Fullish on scout. Witherhoard, there'll be some bricks. That's the beauty of Witherhoard. I'll always be able to get a bit of ammo for it. Just with the ammo finders working and stuff. Then we'll take any cabal that are in our way because they are going to interfere when we're trying to take the next two barriers or the last two barriers of the GM. So clear the area 100%. Again, be aware of any ammo drops that you're getting. So I see a brick here, so I'm going for that. I'm max on heavy, which is brilliant. I would suggest that you want minimum 6 or 5 rockets for the boss battle. They'll really help out. If you go into the boss fight with no rockets, you're gonna struggle to get a quick kill on him like what I did. You're gonna have to extend the fight and do it a couple more phases, which that's not what this video is for. It's for somebody to emulate the run so that they can get a quick clear on it. I wouldn't class anything over 25. If it's 30-minute runs, you're not really farming it at that point. This is meant to be something, you know, if you look at it, you're nearly doing 2-3 runs per hour. So it's not a bad farm, and you can get 1 to 2 Ascendant Shards. Hung Jury is up, I believe. I'm totally confused with the strike loot at the minute in terms of what's up and what's not, because we've had it where Shadow Price, Palindrome's been in the mix with the Swarm, and then Uzame wasn't up 1 week, and this. So I haven't played much this. I haven't played much Destiny, so I'm not sure what. But I did get a Hung Jury, so I believe it's Hung Jury week, which is good because it is a good weapon to farm. So these two barriers we take from this location here, it's just a little bit easier to get consistent shield breaks on them because when the turbine comes past, it does cover the champion, but only briefly. Whereas if I'm up top, where I usually take them, they're harder to deal with, and they shoot at you. So it's actually better to just take them from a distance. Summon our Sparrow to speed things up, get to the boss fight. This is where the high energy fire is going to come in massive, obviously with Breach and Clear. So we're going to get a 50% damage buff in total, like everything included, by just optimizing the Arc Shield Harpies here. So let them group up, which they have. Witherhoard wasn't damaging them, which was news to me. I thought they did take damage from that, but they don't. The shields are up. I'm charged like ×2. That's fine. We'll use our melee ability, and then we'll kill him with either a melee or a finisher. Because if we do that, we keep a stack of Charge of Light because we're ×3, and there's more adds to clear at the final room. But on this first section of DPS, you need to be doing nearly a third damage. So do 1 Witherhoard shot, 2 rockets, then Witherhoard up, and then rotate. Let Witherhoard do the work. He'll eventually rotate to middle, which is when you want to do either another rocket or Witherhoard, depending on your ammo count. If you're low on rockets, then it needs to be more Witherhoard. But it's going to be a bit more dangerous because Witherhoard on its own is great, but it's just going to do slower damage than what it would then, you know, obviously including rockets. Because on the second phase, you don't need to be using any rockets really. If you've got the rockets to use them, but make sure you save them 3 or 2 rockets for the final floor. Because our intention is just to kill him outright. We'll kill the initial goblins that are sleeping down below, like that are already spawned in. But after that, we're just going to take him out. We've still got high energy fire, you can see, of course. But we will lose stacks because there's 4 goblins, I believe. That's where taking charge will come in, because we're going to try and generate an orb, a masterwork orb, to maintain the charge value. It just secures the kill. Without it, you still may be able to do it like this, but it's going to be a little bit closer and a little bit more risky. Take out the goblins quickly with Witherhoard, grab your orb, and then head for cover. This is a good piece of cover right here because the boss will not move. He will try to shoot at you but can't. You know, you can see that. But we're just going to do 1 or 2 Witherhoard shots, then you can see he's debuffed. We'll use our rockets, and then when he's getting to like 20-25% HP, you want to use your super, and that will then kill a boss. You don't need to clear any odds, and then you'll get your loot. that was the solo GM farm. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.